Hi everybody, Amanda here from amandaknows.com if you want a reading. Today I'm going to show you how to do something called a sigil. It is a form of manifesting. It's used in magic to represent a specific intention, desire, energy, used for manifestation, protection, attraction, or as a focused reminder of a goal. Okay? So your sigil. So for today's video, I decided to do something. I decided to write out and manifest this video goes viral. Okay? So the way you do sigil magic is you write out your intention, and you simplify all your letters into a symbol that represents whatever phrase or thing that you are trying to manifest, okay? Such as, this video goes viral, okay? So now the next step when you're doing a sigil is to take away all your duplicate letters, okay? I keep saying okay, sorry. By the way, excuse the paint. My hands are covered in paint. I paint. Okay, so T, H, I, S are not duplicated. V is not duplicated, but you already have an I, so you're going to mark out your I and not put it down here. Then you don't have a D, so you're going to put your D. You don't have an E or an O, you're going to put your E and your O down here. No G, okay? But you do have an O, an E, and an S, so you're going to mark those out. You also have a V, and you have an I, so you're going to mark those out. But you do not have an R, an A, and an L. So you're going to put those down on your line below. I mean, you could figure out different methods if you want. This is how I have found is the simplest way to do this. Okay? In my opinion, this is the system I have come up with after doing them for years. All right. So now, these are the letters you're left with when you remove all your duplicates. And when I bring it down to my symbol, I do uppercase and lowercase. I'm doing mostly upper because it's just easier to read on video. But to show you, okay, so I got T-H-I-S. Well, I like to start with an H because it gives you kind of an outline to your symbol, kind of puts almost like a box effect. At least that's how it works for me. If you don't resonate with that, as you do this, you'll develop your own system. Okay, so I'm going to take the H down here and write it. I'm gonna make it bigger, just so it's easier to see. Okay, so here's your H. Well, you have a T, right? And you got to put your line in your H. Well, I could just do a lowercase t. So I'm just gonna create a T by running that line over there. Well, you have an I next, so just put your I. I don't think these lines are exactly correct. Sorry, this is, Okay, well the next symbol, so I've done these guys. I'm going to skip the S for now because I can show you later how you incorporated S. Okay, the next letter you have is a V. But if you take your paper sideways, you have a V. You have a V here too. Or if you had an X, here's your X. So you already have your V, so you can cross that out. The next letter you're going to add is your D. Well, to make it fit, you could make a D like this. But as I've done these, I've kind of gone uppercase, lowercase to make them fit. And I find that a lot of times doing a lowercase letter is helpful and you can incorporate it into more than one letter. Okay, so here's your D. So you're going to do your small d. So you got this little spot right here. So you'll just make yourself a D. So now you have your D. You can cross that out. The next letter is an E. Well, you already have this line coming out. So you can add this line at the top and this line at the bottom, and voila, there's an E. Okay, and for your O, yeah, it's a little wonky, and if you don't like it, you can always fill in and put a circle, and I used to, but I got where I didn't like it. I didn't like how it looked, and I do tend to find, and I don't know if it's because I'm an artist or not, I tend to find that I like my sigils to be appealing to me, that I like to enjoy the way they look. So this is how I've started doing it. If you feel the need to put the complete O, then put the O. But here's my O. It's kind of wonky, but there's my O. Well, the next symbol is a G. Well, once again, we're going to do lowercase, right? So we have this part. We'll bring this down here, and there's your G, okay? Well, the next symbol is an R. So we can do a reverse R if we got this part, and we just take this line and extend it down. It's kind of a wonky R, but there's an R. And now, look at that. It brings us back to this S. So now you have your S in there, right? So you've got your S now. And then your A, you can say lowercase a, and look, you have an A. And, you know, if you need to add more, if it doesn't feel right to you to do it this simplified, do it what feels right. But this is what I do. This is the gist of how I combine all the letters and create this sigil, okay? And then the last letter on that has been reduced to is an L. Well, right here is an L. Sorry, I've got a sketch and wash pencil, but it's bright and you can see it, so that's why I'm using it. Okay, so now we have this video goes viral and a symbol I created for it. Okay, and I always like, I mean, you can keep it as is. I'm weird. I like to redraw them because I'm, you know, artist, anal graphic designer by trade. Okay, so here we go. Go down, put your little dot. You got your G. Do that. So there you go. You got your S, your G, all your letters. So now you have a symbol, a sigil for this video goes viral. And I'm going to do some later where I'm going to put them, I'm going to make them creative and put them in some backgrounds and stuff and maybe paint them and fancy them up. There's different ways you can do this. Some say that you should do them and then forget you did them and put them away. Some people burn them. Some people bury them. It's whatever feels right to you. Any number of those things is it. You know, you can do that. But I've done different. Like I've made them and then forgot about them. I've made them and carried them around. I've made like little sigil things to hang or to carry around. Made them with like little glass, and then I glued a background to them. There's any number of things that I might do a video showing how to do that as well to make your own like little talisman. So here you go. You go. This video goes viral in a symbol right here. But if you guys have any questions, add them in the comments. And thanks you guys for watching. Have a great day.